Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about functions, right? Woo, functions. This is very interesting. But what are functions, right? What is that? So, well, in programming, functions are basically uh like 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 an encapsulation of like task, right? They they cannot they can but not necessarily take data, right, process it and return a result, right? Imagine that you have a list of tasks, right, and or like statements, right? For example, like my task for the morning, right? Wake up, uh, eat breakfast, etc. You know, brew your tea, what, right? Morning task: wake up, eat breakfast, and get ready. Get ready to do whatever, right? So they're like tasks, this one. They're like three tasks, and we can encapsulate them in and assign a name. In this case, we can assign the name uh, morning, right? Morning. So then you can like call it later. For example, like you do those tasks, like you do the those tasks in the morning every day, right? So you can encapsulate them and call it later in a single line of code. So you don't have to write like this task for each day, you know, in for every day, you know. So you just encapsulate them in one name, right? And and yeah, we have seen like functions. Let me just erase all of these. Well, we have seen functions previously. For example, when we talk about type, right? This is a function. And when we talk about um, these functions just help us to identify type of data, right? This is a function that takes a parameter, process it, and return the result, right? This is a built-in function, right? But why do we need functions, right? Um, you're probably saying like, well, like why do we need them? Like, well, as you know, my example, like this is pretty obvious. Then they help you to divide your program into like smaller parts, so you don't, you know, like each part do a specific thing, right? This this is will help you to like program readability, like like makes the program easy to maintain, right? And reduce the repetitive code, right? Imagine that you have like to do the same task for 7 days, that you're like repeating like the code, right? And it helps you to test and debug your code in a very easy way. You can just test the code for Monday, test the code for Tuesday, and you know that's very easy, right? And and also another function that we have seen is the input line, right? This is another function. This one takes a parameter, right? And assign it to a variable. Like for example, like num is like equals to the input. That you know, right? This is another built-in function, right? And this one helps you to introduce data in the console, right? Um, I want so in Python, right? The as you saw in the previous videos, the flow of execution is from the from the top to the bottom. You just start like reading from the first line and like go like down 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 down. It's the same. It's the same with function, right? They do not like function do not alter the flow of execution, right? So you have to put it in the same order that you want them that you want the text to execute, right? So and don't worry, right? Don't worry. Like Python is very, very good at keeping track of where it is, right? So every time you call a function, don't worry, it will keep you back on track, right? For example, like you have the morning routine on Monday, and then you want to like change like some task for the next day. It will just it will just execute your morning routine and then continue later, right? So don't worry about that, right? So there are like different type of functions in Python, and I will resume them in functions who returns a value. That's how you're going to I'm going to define them, like function that returns a value and function who doesn't return, right? This one, like the function who doesn't return a value, this is commonly named as void, right? Void, void functions. And with the function that returns a value, you always want to do something with the result, right? With the void, you just want to perform an action, right? You just want to, for example, like perform an action, and you don't want to return a value, right? Okay, let's stop talking and let's just go code now. So now, uh, let's create a new function, right? So, uh, so to create a function, we have to use the keyword def, which is basically mean like definition, I guess. I don't know. So let's create a function called presentation. So in order to create a function, we put the keyword def and then the name of our function. In this case, presentation, right? Right. Let's say, or I don't know. I don't know. Just stick with our like morning thing. Just morning. This is our morning routine, right? Let's put task. Let's say like print. First, I wake up. I'm sleeping. And then I wake up. Wake up. I wake up, and then like I eat my breakfast, right? And then I get ready to leave, right? Those three prints, right? This is a function, a void function. Why? Because it just performs like this task. In this case, print. But it can be anything. It can be like print and then check the time. Oops. And then it can be like an operation like 5 plus 5 plus 5. You know, it can be anything, right? But it doesn't return a value, and you will see that later. Like you will not see that later. So after you put the name of your definition, we put like I mean like the name of your function. You put double parentheses together, and then as the if you put like double points. And remember, like here you need an indentation. As you see, like when I hit enter, it just went to the next line with an indentation. You always need an indentation for our functions. So like Python knows like everything here will everything here is inside the morning function. If you do that, for example, like print and hello world, this is this hello world. It's outside of the morning routine, so it won't work. So they have to be like that, right? So what does this parenthesis mean, right? This is the basically mean that this function doesn't take any parameter, right? This is a void function, right? So it put like the column here, right? So So this is kind of like similar when you, as I said before, like the indentation and stuff, but this is just for for a void, right? Um, that's it. This is our like function, right? In order to call this function, we so I want to show you something. Hello world, right? Right. Hello world. In order to call this function, we need to put the name of the function. For example, like morning, as you can see, we'll just go right there. Morning, right? This one, it will just the program it won't start from here, right? It will start just from here. It will print our hello world and then our morning task. And let's make uh, let's make like a let's make a link here so we can see. As you can see here, it printed the hello world and then like all the tasks that are inside our morning routine. Wake up, eat my breakfast, get ready to leave. 10, right? That's how you call it, right? This is pretty easy. You can put like you can put as many as you want. Like it doesn't matter. So this is very interesting, right? So now let's create another function, right? Let's create another function, but this one, uh, let's call it I don't know. Let me just put it here. Def my name. And then be like this is Lara code, right? And as I said before, if you don't call the function, it won't execute, right? Even though this one in the front. So if you try to call, oops, if you try to call this function from the top, for example, like let's call morning, right? It will throw you an error, right? Because morning is not defined, right? We need to, as I said, they start from the bottom, from the top to the bottom. So we need to make sure that when we call our functions, they are, oops, um, they are below when we define them. This is basically like initializing them. Like we need to call it like after we created them, right? Not before, right? That's incorrect, right? Now, let's erase this of our morning. Now let's create a function with a parameter, right? This is very interesting because a function with a parameter give you the ability to perform like any action and with a parameter that you give, right? And now let's create a function called like car speed. Oops. And then it will take let's see, the speed is like distance um time, right? Um so so we're creating a function that like it will calculate the speed of the car, and we need distance and time in order to do that, right? And that's how you do it. Like inside the parentheses, you put the first parameter that you want and then the second one, and you divided them by commas. You can put as many parameters as you want, like it doesn't matter. So in this one, we are going to see like speed it's equal to distance time, right? That's the formula for speed, right? Um, and now let's um car speed. Now we print. Oh wait, yeah. What are we doing? We need to print speed, right? Now we call the function, then we put the values, right? Let's put 150 and the distance 2 kilometers, right? 150, right? And this is the time, right? 2 hours and like 150. And that's how it works, right? That's the speed of the car, right? 100, 150 kilometers in 2 hours, right? The car was going like in 75 kilometers per hour, right? That's basically how it works. So so you so you have to pass those parameters, right? You have to pass those parameters just like that. Just when we were like calling like this function, right? We always pass a parameter, right? A variable. So that's how you do it here. Like so yeah, like type is basically a function, right? That's how we do it here. So so I want to mention that um parameters, these parameters and variables are local, right? They 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 are part of the function and they stay local. They only exist, these ones only exist inside the function they're creating, right? That's why that's why we can create for example, like let's create more functions. For example, like car distance, right? It takes speed, um, and time, right? I don't know. And then distance is equal to speed and times time, right? Um, print and then we print the distance, right? Oops. Then we can car like car time, right? Time it takes two parameters like distance and speed, right? Time is equals to distance speed, right? Print time, and that's it. Yeah. Um, that's why we can create multiple like functions with the same name statements. So when you click each variable, as you can see, they only exist in this function, they only exist in this function because they stay local. Yeah, they stay local. They don't if you define them like here, of course they will be shared for everyone, but the parameters and variables that you create inside here, they stay here, like they don't go anywhere, right? That's how you so you keep that in mind, right? um Now let's talk about this is the these ones. Remember, these ones are like void. I mean, like, sorry. This one just perform, right? And they take parameters, but they don't return. They don't return a value. They don't return a value, right? These ones. But you will see, like, yes, when you call them, they return a value. No, they basically print the value of speed. They don't return a value of speed. They don't. They are basically void. All of these ones are like void, void, oops, void and void and void. Oops. I don't want you confused. I don't want you to be confused by that. So let's explain that now, right? So you will see like what's the difference. For example, right? Let's create a variable, right? This variable will be my Subaru, right? So my Subaru I was equal. If we can call now the function car speed, right? It takes distance and time as a parameter. I was going to 150, and I mean I record like a 150 kilometers in 2 hours, right? This is my Subaru with this function, right? I guess I can just print my Subaru and it will tell me the speed I was going, right? Let's see. Okay. Oh, let, let me just uh let me see. I'm printing like something here. Let me see. Alright, as you can see here, like it said like none, none. What is that? None, right? What is that? So if we did, uh, and I will explain you that here. So let's change this this function a little bit, and let me introduce you to return keyword, right? Return speed, right? So let's try now. Bam! As you can see now, it doesn't say none, right? What is that? What is that? So now my Subaru has the value of 75.0, right? For example, if we, for example, like we have like 75, like this is the value, right? For example, like we have like my Subaru plus 10. Let's print that. My Subaru plus 10, right? Let's see. We can do that. We can make this operation. But if we don't have return, if we have like print, it will turn in an error because this is none. You don't this function is not returning a value. This one cannot hold a value. This is not returning a value. That's why when we're like trying to make this operation here, it doesn't work, right? That's why it doesn't work. So in order to do that, you need to. So if you want to do something with the value after, you use a return and then the variable, like whatever you're doing. You can even do that, like you can even do like this, and return. Oops, and you can, for example, like uh, let's create a function that a sum two numbers, right? For example, like it number one and number two. This is a function that takes two numbers. Return number one plus number two, right? That's it, right? Then we call like sum two numbers, 10 plus 10. Let's return it. Oops. Print. Haha. 20. Right? Do you see the difference now here? I hope that you can like see the difference in why we have return and why this is this is not a void now, right? This is a function that returns a value by taking two parameters, right? This one's returns a value. This one's not. You cannot assign values with these ones, but with this one, yes, as you can see here, right? That's why I'm trying to show you like this one, right? So so now if you're like, for example, like if you are like building like a this this work when you're like when you are trying to like do like a math operation or something, and you have a task, right? And you want to return a value after. That's why you use this one, right? Now let's take so we saw like the boolean type function. Now let's take an example like this one, right? Let's create def. Let's create a function divisible, right? So let's take what is that? So let's create a function that takes two numbers, number one and number two, right? This function, right? If number one, the remainder of the number one is and number one and number two, right? If the remainder of these two is equal to zero, then return true, right? Oh, yeah. Else, if not, return false. Oops. Super. So, okay. So in this one, let's let's. Okay. Now let's let my numbers. Oops. My numbers is equals to is divisible. Like now we have to put like two numbers just to see if they're like divisible or not. No, no, no. Three, right? So this one it will return true if they are. If not, they will return false. La 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 la. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of blind. False. Yeah, because they are not divisible. Because the remainder is not equal to zero, right? It's not. Um. So that's how it is, right? You can just name it and you can just return any value to. You can return a string, you can return an integer, you can return a boolean, as you saw here. You can return an array, you can return whatever you want, like any type of values, right? So just keep that in mind that there are like void that doesn't return values and like the other one that does, right? And you can do that. You can take parameters and everything, right? So so keep that in mind. And if you have any question, please leave in the comment below. I will be glad to help you. And so I hope that thi- this is this is just the key here, just to understand the functions. We have like different type of function, like the one that return and the one that doesn't, right? Um, please just leave a comment and thumbs up, and if you have any question, please, and please share it with your friends so this can channel grows. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.